basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors are making a great start to the season and are playing solidly and have a good chance of making the playoffs. Truly, many still want to see Stephen and Klay Thompson play together before retiring. Is there a possibility for this to happen? In the NBA, anything can happen at any time. In February 2025, there will be All-Star Weekend and the two stars may be invited to compete in the three-point shooting championship. Curry and Thompson are one of the most iconic duos to ever play the game, and although they may never be teammates in the NBA again, there is a different way on the table to reunite the Splash Brothers. Rumors indicate Curry and Thompson may team up for three-point contest. According to NBA insider Shams Charania of ESPN, there are plans to bring back the WNBA three-point shootout at All-Star Weekend between Curry and Sabrina Ionescu, but they are also eyeing including Caitlin Clark and Thompson in this event to make it a 2-on-2 must-see three-point contest. Adding one of the most exciting WNBA players in Clark will surely draw more eyes, and having Curry and Thompson team up one final time in San Francisco would be the perfect ending to close that chapter of Thompson's career. The Warriors fans still love Thompson, and getting to see him and Curry join forces for the three-point contest would help get fans more excited about All-Star Weekend once again. Fans' interest in All-Star Weekend as a whole has plummeted over the last few years, and a Thompson-Curry tandem in the three-point contest would save the weekend on its own. Thompson and Curry won 4 championships together as teammates for the Warriors, and although Thompson's time in Golden State ended rough, this would be the perfect way for fans in the Bay to show their love to Thompson again, while also giving NBA fans the chance to see two of the greatest shooters this game has ever seen on the same team again. The Splash Brothers era in Golden State was one of the most dominant teams this league has ever seen, considering that they won 73 games in the 2015-16 season, and both players' legacies will now continue on their own. Thompson has had a good start to the season in Dallas as he is averaging 14.8 points per game while shooting 41% from the field and 37.4% from downtown, and he has already become a fan favorite. His journey to prove to the rest of the league that he is still a great defender is also off to a great start, as he has played stellar defense on the perimeter over the first 12 games. While the Mavs aren't performing up to the expectations that were placed on them after a trip to the NBA Finals last year, Thompson isn't worried. He talked about how it is better to go through these struggles now rather than down the final stretch of the season, and this is the type of faith and positivity that they need to get back on track. Thompson is focused on winning his 5th ring as a Maverick this season, and although he may never play another NBA game with Curry on his team, they could be teaming up one final time at All-Star Weekend in the Bay next February. Buddy Hield ranks 2nd in the NBA 6th Man of the Year race. Prior to the season, I predicted that Buddy Hield would win NBA 6th Man of the Year. And given his red-hot start, it's no surprise to see him right there in the mix. In his first 8 games in a Warriors uniform, Hield has posted 21.1 points per game, good for 2nd on the team behind only Curry, and is shooting 51.7% from the field and a ridiculous 50.7% from the three-point line. His 37 made threes are tied for the 3rd most in the NBA, trailing only Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves and Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. Speaking of the Celtics, it's a little surprising that Peyton Pritchard currently owns the shortest odds to win 6th Man of the Year, as Hield easily has the better overall numbers. In addition to averaging more points, 21.1 to 16.0, and a better shooting percentage from both the field, 51.7% to 45.6%, and the three-point line, 50.7% to 41.2%, he also averages more rebounds, 4.5 to 3.0, and fewer turnovers, 1.0 to 1.2. Pritchard does have slight advantages in assists, 2.8 to 2.3, and steals, 1.1 to 1.0, but that shouldn't be enough to give the overall edge. but that's the case thus far. Steph Curry has a long way to go to get in the NBA MVP race. With so many Golden State players chipping in this season, combined with Curry missing 3 games, it's not a surprise to see the 2-time NBA MVP lagging behind in this year's race. And when we say lagging, that's putting it mildly. We won't list all the names ahead of him, but the top 5 at this point are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, plus 275, Luka Doncic, plus 320, Jason Tatum, plus 500, 3-time winner Nikola Jokic, plus 550, and Anthony Edwards, plus 1,000. To find Curry, one would need to scroll down to the 16th position, where he's listed at plus 15,000, alongside Zion Williamson and Jaylen Brown. Curry has played solidly in the 5 games in which he's appeared, averaging a team-high 21.2 points while shooting 43% from the floor and 42.2% from beyond the arc, also adding 7.0 assists, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.0 steals. If he remains healthy and the Warriors keep winning, his odds will undoubtedly shorten, as the NBA MVP is obviously always awarded to the best player on one of the best teams. And despite Hield's contributions, Curry will always be that guy. Draymond Green will have a tough time winning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. While Draymond Green is still an elite defender with 8 all-defensive selections, for first team, for second team, and 1 NBA Defensive Player of the Year award on his resume, it'll take something special for him to pick up a second DPOY trophy this season. The clear favorite at this point is Victor Wembanyama, plus 100, of the San Antonio Spurs, who's averaging a league-leading 3.7 blocks per game, as well as 1.2 steals. Not far behind is Chet Holmgren, plus 300, of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's posted 2.9 blocks and 1 steal per game thus far. Green is still tied for the 6th shortest odds, with 1.3 blocks and 0.8 steals per game. And there's obviously much more to his defensive prowess than just these simple stats. But at plus 3,000, the odds of him winning DPOY are quite long. Steve Kerr has the 3rd shortest odds to win NBA Coach of the Year. Already a one-time winner of the NBA Coach of the Year award, which he notched during the Warriors' historic 73-9 campaign in 2015-16, Kerr has a great shot of taking home the hardware for a second time this spring. He's done a fantastic job navigating his new-look roster and has used several different starting lineups in these first 8 games, all of which have worked out wonderfully. Such is the beauty of a deep team. Kerr currently has the 3rd shortest betting odds to win COY at plus 600, trailing only Kenny Atkinson, plus 310, of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who he'll face Friday night, and Mike Budenholzer, plus 500, of the Phoenix Suns. Here's a look at the top 5. Warriors Brandon Podziemski motivated by off-season bulletin board material. The 21-year-old found motivation in off-season detractors giving him bulletin board material. In his 2nd season, guard Brandon Podziemski has become a key contributing member of the Golden State Warriors rotation. In 11 games this year, the 21-year-old averages over 25 minutes with 8.5 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. However, playing in the spotlight after beginning his career behind Klay Thompson comes with challenges, especially in his first offseason as a professional. Podziemski discussed finding his way and what motivated him in an exclusive interview with Clutch Point's Brett Siegel. Bulletin board material is a good way to put it, Podziemski noted in regards to why many believed the Warriors were primed to take a step back. I was always talking with Steph during the offseason, and we sent a ton of stuff to one another that we saw on social media. Most of it was just people not believing in us. There were all the trade rumors that came up with Lauri Markkanen and Paul George, as well as people getting on some of our guys for their struggles or whatever they saw in off-season workout posts on social media. But we are competitors, and as long as Steph Curry is on the court, you have a chance to win literally anything. Knowing that, and the confidence that he instills in everyone around him, it's just extra motivation. Podziemski and the Warriors are proving that they wouldn't become pushovers. With a 10-2 record, Golden State leads the Pacific standings and are only behind the 11-2 Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference standings.